Hey everybody! So, a few things have happened since my last update. First and most importantly, I got engaged. It was Christmas Eve, and it's great. I'm very happy. And next, I did install Ubuntu on the Surface Pro, and it works wonderfully. Let's see if I can get it here. Boop! That is the Surface Pro running Ubuntu. I've been using it for 3 weeks now, and I love it. I was going to film this on the Surface Pro, but when I went to go film this, I'd written out the script and everything. I realized that I hadn't tried the camera since installing Ubuntu on it, and the camera actually doesn't work yet. Now, there are plenty of people who have had that same problem, and so I just need to dig into the forums and find the solution to that. And I will get a working camera, but it's not a high priority for me. I think the only reason I would have used the camera was to film this video. And then after that, it was not really going to do much after that. So it wasn't a high priority. So I just decided to. Well, then I decided I was going to film this video on my Microsoft machine. But that one's camera isn't working either. So I'm filming this on my phone and using the Microsoft machine as a little teleprompter for my little script, little outline I wrote up. So that's that. Other than the camera thing, it's been great. I have not run into any problems. I'm learning Linux really well. It's not going to replace my main computer, though. The Surface is slow and old, and it has no storage and no battery. Like, the battery dies as soon as it's unplugged, so it almost needs to be plugged in at all times. I can probably look into replacing the battery in it, but again, that is low priority. It is lightweight and small, though, so I can take it everywhere in my tiny little one-shoulder backpack bag. And it can basically replace my Chromebook for my on-the-go computer. In bed, though, it doesn't sit on my lap because it's, just it's a tablet with a little floppy keyboard. In bed, I still use my Chromebook. And that makes me sad. I want to get rid of that Chromebook very much. I do plan now to unlock my Chromebook and turn it into a Linux Chromebook. So that'll be the next project that I'm working on. I have to bust into it with screwdrivers to turn little screws and things. Like there's some mechanical stuff that has to happen before I can take it over completely and turn it and wipe it and turn it into a Linux machine. But that is what I plan to do. I will update once I have all the tools ready for that, and that project is underway. One problem that I have learned, though, now playing around with Linux for 3 weeks, is that Linux is not going to be able to replace my Windows machine or Windows on my main computer entirely as long as I'm a DJ. So none of the DJ software that I need to operate the physical hardware that I spent thousands of dollars on, none of it has a Linux version. If I'm not mistaken, the operating system on my Denon mixer probably is Linux, but there's no Linux version for their library management software, or no version that runs on a Linux machine, which is very weird, but I need it to prepare my music. And Pioneer Record Box definitely doesn't have any Linux version. Mixed in Key, Lexicon, and Platinum Notes are all software that I use to prepare my music before I go. None of it has Linux versions. My DAW FL Studio does, But I really don't do a lot of production. And the only software that I use that has a Linux version is MediaMonkey, which I use to quickly edit all the metadata of new downloads so that they match the way that I have my metadata in my library. And I like to get like the years and everything in there right away before it goes into my library. That's it. That's the only thing with the Linux version. Um, so that kind of stinks. There's no real point in doing it with Wine right now. I have this Linux computer, and I'll have a second one soon in the old Chromebook. And the DJ computer can just be a Windows computer. I doubt that I'm going to be able to truly find a workable, sustainable workaround for this as long as I'm a DJ. So for the foreseeable future, one of my machines, and probably the one with the most storage, is going to have to remain a Windows machine. But so far, so good. In terms of working with Linux on the Surface, I've really enjoyed it so far. And I'm getting the hang of the command line stuff. I've already updated all my packages and updated Linux or updated Ubuntu from the command line several times already. It's very exciting. So I'm getting the hang of it, and I'm enjoying becoming a little Linux boy. So the next steps will be to do the same thing to the Chromebook. Then the big project will be to set up my own VPS out there somewhere and start to offload some stuff like my RSS feed reader, my websites. I want to set up a PeerTube, a pixel feed instance, maybe set up my own matrix server, that kind of stuff, so that I can kind of control that stuff on a VPS somewhere. And so if you've done these things and you can give me some advice about hosting multiple sites and apps on a single VPS account, let me know. My websites aren't due for renewal until later in the year, so I'm going to be taking my time. I'm going to start small. I'm going to probably get the VPS soon, and then just start with stuff I don't have already. Like I don't have a PeerTube, and I don't have. I'm thinking of maybe doing Friendica, like so I can do a longer posts on the Fediverse, and that kind of stuff. PixelFed, maybe a Nextcloud for backups, just stuff that I don't have already. And then really the big push will be to bring all of my websites over there and away from the hosts that I use currently. So I'm going to be taking my time though and doing it right, and making this sustainable for the long term, so I don't have to move stuff around all the time and try different things and try different services. I want to just kind of set it and have these URLs permanently and have these domains and have these setups long term. And then who knows, maybe I'll even set up my own server at home. I'm enjoying working with Linux, so more to come. But it'd be cool to have a media server, right? Especially as I'm divorcing all these services. And that's really, the big post about that will come eventually, but that's really what this is all in service of. I am planning to divorce all of these services that I use. Every one, Google, the streamers, Amazon. I've already divorced Amazon. And Meta. I've already divorced Twitter. So get out of the shadow of all these guys and their control. Microsoft. There's stuff that I'll never be able to get away from. If you have and need a job, you got to be on LinkedIn. So I'm going to have a little bit of Microsoft in my life, probably for the foreseeable future. They have GitHub too. And there's stuff you can't get away from with Google. But I do have a new email that is not with Google, with Proton Mail that I'm paying for because I don't want to pay with my data anymore, and my personal data. I want to, if I'm got to pay for it, I might as well pay up front. So that is what I'm doing. I am paying for my Proton mail account. It comes with a lot of great perks. I have a drive over there as well, so I'm slowly moving things over from my Google Drive there, and that it will be my primary drive that I use. And just get away from these, vampiric, bloodsucker, for-profit, data sucking, data sharing, privacy hating companies. Because they suck. They're evil. They're awful. And so that is the long term plan. All of this has been sort of like steps to get ready for that and to put things in place for that. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. So thank you for following along with me on this journey. And if you have advice, if you've done any of these things that I am planning to do, like, leave all the big guys behind and replace their services with things I have more control over, please let me know. Reach out to me in all the places. I am extremely active now on Blue Sky and Mastodon. I'm only on the Meta platform still to show people to the exit. That's all I'm posting there now. That's all my interactions are there now. Is I want to get as many people as possible that I love and care about over to Mastodon, active over on Mastodon and Blue Sky, so that we can stay together. But I'm like done with Meta and and everything that Meta owns. I'm done with everything Musk owns, and I'm done with everything Bezos owns. I'm done with everything Google owns. I'm done with everything Disney owns. I'm done. So any help getting away from these guys, I don't want to. I'm not. I'm not a pirate. I don't want to get into piracy. But there's ways around just hemorrhaging my data and my privacy to these companies. And if I can, all the ways that I can find to do that, I really want to find them. So if you have advice, let me know. Peace.